Self-love is actually super cool. The first thing I realized was love is actually energy. Everything's energy. So that emotion or sensation of love is actually energy, and it's not any energy. It's, I believe, the strongest form of energy. See, as I'm saying this, the unconscious mind kicks in, especially with males. You will align the word love to, oh, this guy's talking something feminine, something weak, something... the illusion has put the word to us to associate with something that is pink and lovey-dovey. It's very powerful. So it's, imagine me, I'm holding in front of me this humongous energy, 1000 watts, and I'm looking for somebody to go put it in. But it's my energy. But I'm looking for any external vessel to put this energy in, whether it's a girl, a boy, a pet, a sport. It's just an external form of energy that I'm looking to insert externally, and then I'm expecting to receive back the same. So if I go, for example, and get married to this girl or date this girl, whatever it is, and I give her 1000 watts of love because I have so much love in me, I am now expecting her to give me 1000 back in return. And if she has self-love, so she has from the 1000 watts 500 within her, so she's giving me 500, because she has 500 within her. I get upset and, oh, you don't love me as much as I love you, and relationship breaks down, and I start judging her, blaming her. In reality, I have lack of self-love. I'm not whole. Because I'm not whole, I am unable to be in a wholesome relationship. So I start expecting the person in front of me to fill my holes. And this is because I don't have self-love. I have love that is outside of me, that I'm looking to put it into somebody, and I'm expecting the same in return. This is very unfair. Super unfair. What you want to do is activate self-love. Activate self-love. Don't say, yeah, I love myself. Oh, I take care of myself. I go do massages and I take showers and I do yoga and I meditate. No. Yeah, that's all cute. But that's not the self-love I'm talking about. You have a soul, a mind, and a body. You want to nourish each one of them, and you want to give each one of them love. The most important, how to call it, like asterisk point under these. So imagine self-love is the main subject we're talking about. One of the most important pillars of self-love is self-discipline. The ability for you to see, we all have a perfect version in our mind. So there's a moment in my mind that is perfect, and I wouldn't replace him with any human being on planet Earth, dead or alive. We all have this perfect version in our mind. We know exactly how to be perfect. This is a gift from God. So here's what you're capable of doing, and you can see this image. Like right now, if I ask you that perfect version of you, what time do they wake up? You know. What are they wearing in the morning? You know. What's the first thing they do when they wake up? You know. Who are they having breakfast with? What are they eating for breakfast? What are they doing? How are they contributing to humanity? What time do they go to sleep? How do they spend their day? You know all these details. You know it. If I tell you to hold a pen and a paper now and write me the perfect version of you, you will very easily, without thinking, write it. You know it because that version, that image is embedded in your mind. The difference between this person being in your imagination and being manifested into reality, the wall between this and that is self-discipline. Because you, for example, know that person wakes up at 4 a.m. But right now you're not waking up at 4 a.m. Why? You lack self-discipline. You're saying, oh, I'm trying. Okay, you're trying means you're not doing. That's why if you're trying, that means you haven't taken the decision yet that I I will. I From tomorrow, you hold the phone now and you set the alarm daily and you go, this is the time I'm waking up from tomorrow onwards. Regardless of what time I sleep today, what time I sleep tomorrow. A lot of people try to control what time they go to sleep. No. That's not in your hand. What's in your hand, literally the power, so take ownership. What's 100% in your hand is what time you wake up. You take a decision. When I hear that alarm, I'm waking up. After a week, 10 days, 20 days, that becomes a program. Just like driving, you are installing it. How did you do this? You took a decision, self-discipline, and you stuck by it. So you see what it is what your goal is, what is it that you desire in life, and you say, I'm going to do this now. And you accept nothing else. How do you do this? Self-discipline. You want to do at least 30 minutes of nourishment for each body of yours every day. What do I mean? So you want to, activating self-discipline, dedicate 30 minutes a day of your 24 hours to nourish. So imagine you're a farmer and you have seeds in the ground. And you know there's you don't know how, you just know there's a trunk that's gonna pop, like a tree that's gonna pop out from the ground, that's gonna have bare fruit in it. You just know that's gonna happen. You don't know how, you don't know why, you don't know when. Like now we know the when, we know what's gonna give birth in X amount of time. 9 months, 3 years, 4 years, depending on the plant, depending on the animal, depending on what you're talking about. Ideas are the same. So, and your bodies are the same. So you're a farmer. You have to nourish those seeds. So there's seasons where you plant, and then there's seasons where you reap. You sow, sorry. Yeah, you reap. So you plant, and then you wait, and then you take the fruit, and then you plant, and you take the fruit, and you plant, and you take the fruit. It's a journey. So you have to nourish all your 3 bodies. Dedicate look at it, it's self-love, it's self-discipline, and guess what? It's worship. Everything I'm about to say is worship. So you dedicate 30 minutes of your day to nourish the soul. How do you do this? Starting with the easiest and most important and strongest and proven one is you read the Quran. You read words of God because they have an effect on your cells. So you are made out of water, and when we read Quran on water, go do this research. When we read specific things on water, they reacted because their energy based on what they're saying, because what you're saying is frequency. That's why it's called a spelling. You're putting a spell on the water. So when you read and when you pray and when you do these things, you automatically put nourishing your soul. It's in plus. So dedicate 30 minutes of your day, whatever way. If so, what else you can do there? You can, when you help somebody poor, your soul gives you positive feedback. When you help a stray animal, your soul gives you positive feedback. So this is all nourishment of the soul. When you help somebody poor, when you assist, when you do something simply for the Creator. So it's between you and the Creator. Sometimes, most of the times, what you want to do is make sure not a lot of people know about it. Just, it's between you and the Creator. The soul gets more and more nourished. Dedicate 30 minutes to your mind. So whatever it is that you're doing, let's say, whatever career path you're pursuing, increase your market value. So the market outside is not in your hand. You have a value. So increase your market value. How do you do this? Study every day 1 hour. Now, if you're reading books, if you're watching shows, if you're watching series, if you're watching movies, cool. Try and divert, even if you want to maintain your entertainment, sure. Somehow introduce, beginning at least 30 minutes a day, something that gives you, on a mental level, nourishment. So contemplate life is mind nourishment. Understanding, like connecting, oh wait, I have a unique fingerprint, and then Everybody that was ever created before me has a unique fingerprint, and everybody that's ever going to be created after me has a unique fingerprint, and I am the only one with my own fingerprint. Wait, I am very special. I am a fabric of existence. These types of thoughts or contemplation is nourishing the mind. When you read about, if you're into sales and you go, for example, you follow mentors or you follow groups that talk about sales, you're nourishing the mind. If you're reading something about, you're reading books like Think and Grow Rich or Psycho-Cybernetics, you're nourishing the mind. And then you want to also nourish the physical plane. So your mind, your soul, your mind, and your physical body. There are three different bodies, and you want to nourish all of them equally. So 33%, 33%, 33%. Equally. On the physical plane, you want to spend at least 30 minutes a day doing something that nourishes your physical body. When you align all three of them in the same equal amount of nourishment, same equal amount of importance, same equal amount of love, self-love, and you're doing it by self-discipline. So you take a decision. Tomorrow I'm going to do this. I'm going to dedicate 30 hours. So hold a pen and a paper now, or in your mind at least, and decide. And the moment you decide and you say, this is it, I'm going to accept nothing else, you use self-discipline to do that. That is the second your life starts to change, and you apply this to everything in your life. So this is what God gave us, your first responsibility as a creation. So a lot of us say, oh, what's my purpose? What am I supposed to do? Why am I here? You want to know what is your purpose in life. That requires for you to align with life. In order for you to align with life, you must first align with yourself. How do you align with yourself? You align the soul, you align with the mind, with the body. You put them all on one straight line. You can begin doing that by simply self-discipline, self-love. So look who asked you to do this, the Creator. So what's your first duty of worship? To take care of yourself. Okay, that's my first duty of worship. So first duty of worship is what? Is ultimate self-love. Okay, wait, wow, I got this all wrong. I have to go back and take care of myself. And that makes perfect sense, because the soul is not yours, you're not in control of it. The unconscious mind, which is so you have three bodies. You have the spiritual body, you have your spiritual body where your soul lives. You're not in control of that. Like your soul bounces and comes back when you sleep. It bounces and comes back when you get intoxicated. You cannot tell it what to do. It's just there. Your second body is your emotional body where your unconscious mind lives. So this is the body that controls the physical plane. It controls how your body runs. It controls your emotions, your ideas, your memories, your conditioning, your programming. It's all stored here. You're not in control of that. Like, you cannot tell your unconscious mind, stop beating my heart now. It's not going to listen to you. And so it's not yours. It's something that's given to you. You have to nourish it. You have to take care of it. And look how beautiful the gifts are. A soul, a mind, and a physical body. None of us chose how they look like, or how big they are, or how tall they are, or how dark-skinned or light-skinned they are. You're not your body aslan. It's just a vessel that you're utilizing to express yourself on the physical plane. I am not my body. It doesn't matter if I'm black, yellow, pink, purple, green. My body is like my phone, my car, my mug. It's something that's mine. I'm not it. It's just there. It's just a vessel in the background. That's not mine either. None of the three gifts that are given to me by God are mine. They all belong to Him. My job, my number one purpose as a creation on planet Earth is to nourish those three gifts given to me from God. That is worship. And how do I do this? Number one, it's not the only way, but the one thing you have to go into yourself and dedicate and commit yourself to is, I am going to be serious. I am going to own up to my life. It's my life. I am going to sit in the driver's seat of my life. It's mine. I must achieve freedom. How do I achieve freedom? So imagine you have a supercar. You have a supercar, but you're letting somebody else drive it. You're doing what your father wants you to do, what your mother wants you to do, what your sister wants you to do, what your wife wants you to do, what your husband wants you to do. You're letting other people drive the supercar that's your soul, your mind, and body. It's time for you now to say, no, I am going to sit in the driver's seat of my supercar. Own up. Act like grown up. And I'm not saying go and not and anger your parents or fight with your siblings. On the contrary, I'm saying love yourself. That has nothing to do with disliking other people. Like them equally. This is not about them. This is about you only. This is about you saying no. Like, imagine you tell your parents, no, I'm going to go home early because I sleep at 10, because I'm self-loving myself and I wake up early in the morning and I read books and I go gymming. Imagine what's your parents' reaction going to be? Oh no, what you're doing is bad. No, they're all going to be so proud of you. They're all going to support you. They're all going to love you even more. And they're going to love you even more. Why? Because you started loving yourself. So activate now the decision that you are going to drive your own car. Stop blaming others for the lack of your life. Take ownership and realize you are making them in your mind. Nobody wants to drive your car. Everybody wants to drive their own car. What you're doing is you are giving in to the victim role. You're giving in to the weakness. You're giving in to the fact that I'm not worth it. I'm nothing. I'm not strong enough. Who am I? And that means you're giving in to your demon. You're giving in to your devil. You are unique. And not only are you unique, there has never been like you before or after you. So without you, there's actually lack of existence. There's lack of, on the physical plane, there's lack of expression. Because God gave you a unique piece of Him that you have to express. And you know that piece. You know what time He wakes up, what He does when He wakes up, what's He having for breakfast. You know, that's a unique piece of creation that God created that is your job to express onto the physical plane. When you give in to the victim role and the weakness and the negativity, you're actually saying, I am not going to express that unique piece of God to the world. You're affecting all of us. You're not only worth it, you are a fabric of existence. This is a scientific fact and a spiritual fact. And guess what? A physical fact. We all have our own fingerprint, our own brain print, our own eye print. Come on, we have proofs. Every single sand grain is unique. Every single snowflake is unique. Every single thing is unique. And you are a unique creator. So you're actually affecting the entire overall mosaic picture of expression on the physical plane because you're not being yourself. You're not being you. And that piece of you not being you, if you don't express it in your lifetime, it's lost forever. It will never express itself. So God entrusted you with this unique piece of expression, and if you don't express it, it is lost forever. Come on, wake up, realize your importance, please. Activate self-discipline now. Own up. Decide now that you are going to drive your own car. And get in that driver's seat and say, you know what? I am going to learn how to drive this car. I'm going to go educate myself in science information and spiritual information, and I don't know what information. I'm going to acquire information that allows me to understand how the universe works. How does life work? How do I operate? How does the body run? How does the law of energy work? What are the 12 divine laws of the world? Go discover this information. Or keep listening to us, keep watching us. We're going to keep sharing all this information with you. However, activate, you saw that mind nourishment, activate in your mind nourishment to go find your own truth. Yeah. Go do your own research, go look for the truth, look for light. Put away all the labels. It doesn't matter where you're from, what color you are, what religion you're following. If you're following a religion, put all of that aside and go on a mission to find the truth. The actual truth. There's only one, by the way. There's just but one truth. There are so many lies, but one truth. Go find that one truth. Just activate the intention in your heart, and you want to give in to your heart during this journey. So your heart will tell you if it's the truth or lie. You will know. Your intuition will tell you. You'll hear information, you'll be like, this doesn't sound right. And sometimes this information will be from a place that you believe. So let's say you believe in a religion, blindly, and you will hear information that's been given to you from, let's say, a representative of that religion. And as he's talking to you, deep down, your own voice, you never spoke it out loud, something in your heart is telling you, no. Something is not right about what you're saying, my brother. Something is missing. Sometimes it's not even what's not right, it's just you feel the information is incomplete. Like I remember I used to hear things and I go, this makes half sense. There's more to the story. Trust your heart in this journey and go find the truth. Activate self-discipline that you are now going to do what is correct for you. Correct. Don't misunderstand correct by doing what is joyful. Like, what is correct for me is I go drinking 5 times a week. No. You know that's not correct for you. You know that's making you fall deeper into the hole. Own up to your life and start managing yourself. Be the cause of your life. Stop blaming others for the lack of your life. The lack of your life is because you are not owning up. Own up. Whatever in your life you don't like, correct it. Even if one at a time. So don't go YOLO. Don't get overexcited and say, here's a list of everything I want to correct in my life and work on all of them at the same time. No. Sure, make that list even if it's 200 traits that you want to acquire or switch, great, or release. Work on one at a time. So if you have this perfect version of you that wakes up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., and then you know what he does after he wakes up, and you know what he has for breakfast, and you know what he eats and what choices, okay, great. Write them all down. Begin just by the waking up at 4 a.m. So decide, I'm going to take a decision. So decision number 1 is I'm going to take a decision that from now, I am going to activate my self-love. I'm going to put this love inside of me. And by the way, the more that you love yourself, the more you will attract towards you people that actually loves you. You're currently attracting towards you people that are fulfilling things you're missing. That's it. That's why this relationship, whatever relationship, some people come to me and they say, we keep attracting the wrong people. Yes, and you're going to keep attracting the wrong people for the rest of your life. Because attracting is a very correct, literally correct word here. It's energy, and what you're attracting towards you is based on what you're putting out. So go inside and activate self-love so that you allow yourself to attract towards you people that actually love you, not fulfilling a need you have. It's unfair to you and them. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is you start detailing. So you just take one thing off the big list you did. I'm going to wake up at 4 a.m. Okay, done. I'm going to do this from tomorrow. And you might lack off, like one day maybe you'll wake up super tired because your body's adjusting to something you've been doing otherwise different to it from a long time. It's like you shifted from an old house to a new house. You unconsciously drive towards the old house the first 2, 3, 4, 5 days. And you correct yourself, you correct your path, and you go towards your new house. It's exactly the same thing. You have a path, you're adjusted, your coding, your current code that's automatically running is I wake up at X time, 9, 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 2 p.m., I don't know. So you're going to write in a new code into your DNA. Your new code, this begins with a self-decision. I am going to wake up at 4, whatever it takes. And you take that decision and you own up and you go, whatever it takes. But what if my spouse likes to eat dinner and I have to take her out for dinner and sometimes we're out till 3 a.m. Here's what's cool. You're going to enhance your relationship by doing the following. You sit your spouse down and you say, sweetheart, honey, love, whatever. I decided it's healthier for me that if I sleep at this time and I wake up at this time and I begin my day at this time, I'm going to get so much more done. My life is going to be so much correct. I'm going to enhance so much more in my life, which is going to affect my career, which is going to affect my sexual life, which is going to affect my mood with us. So I've decided to do this. Are you willing to do this with me? I can really use your support. What do you think your spouse reaction is going to be? Seriously. What's it, a him or a her? Well, honestly, I believe majority of the time the spouse reaction will be like, that's cool, I'm in. That's cool, I support you, but I'm not in. Or no. But she or he will never come to you and say what you're doing is wrong. It cannot, because you never receive from your inner body, you never receive negative feedback after praying, after helping poor, after exercising. No matter how tired and dead you are, like I remember sometimes at the gym, you sleep for a bit when you're done, like you're just passing out in the middle of the floor, on the mat in the gym, but you're only getting positive feedback. Like you never feel bad after you do something good. It cannot happen because the law of polarity is there's an equal opposite form of energy of everything, and they cannot coexist. So you cannot, no matter how tired you are, you're happy. You did something good. There's no way you'll receive negative feedback. So there's no way you will receive negative feedback because you don't have the negative feedback vibrating inside of you. It's only positive. So your spouses, your friends, whatever it is, somehow they're going to support you, even if they live an opposite life. So even if your spouse sleeps 1 a.m. and you're sleeping at 10 because you wake up at 4, or you're sleeping at 8 because you wake up at 4, after a while she's somehow going to adjust to your time, because what you're doing is the plus, not the minus. And you're actually going to be pulling them out of the minus. This requires self-love. You sit down and you say, I love me. Sometimes you're going to feel, wait, this is selfishness because I am loving me, so I'm choosing to love me over my spouse. So now I'm going to wake up and I'm going to have less time to spend with my spouse. So I'm going to love her or him less. It's going to seem sometimes like selfishness. It is not. When you activate self-love, when you say, I'm going to love myself, it is actually very fair and healthy for the relationship. Because one, it puts you in a place where you do not expect your spouse to fulfill that gap in you anymore. So there's lack of expectation. So you're going to be so tolerant and so calm and so understanding and so peaceful all the time with her or him. She is going to ultimately reach because energy attracts like energy, and light or plus, the cause is always stronger than the effect. So you will always be the stronger form of energy. Fact, scientific fact. So when you actually activate self-love, you allow the person, and you experience love much more intense and correct, and so do they. The person, everybody you love around you. In your presence, they feel more love. That's why sometimes you meet somebody and you say, I love sitting with this person. They make me feel great. They make me feel correct. They make me feel positive. They make me feel energetic. And in reality, these people activated self-love. So they're not depending on you to give them love. They love themselves. They're not expecting you to give them anything. They're just content. They're whole. Because of that, you feel love. Why? In reality, what's happening on the quantum physics level is because they don't have a minus for your energy, for your plus, you automatically keep your plus. So that makes you feel great. So when you sit with them, that love that you're holding in front of you, that energy we spoke about at the very beginning and what we're going to close with, the most powerful form of energy that you're holding outside your body, metaphorically, in front of you, looking to give it to someone. So even when you sit with your friends or with your spouses and you're watching movies, you have, imagine this, you have a plus energy. and you sit with people or you sit with others and they're expecting you to put in, just like you're expecting them to do the same, to give you from their plus to fulfill your minus. So this is what's happening. We all have minus. That's why a lot of relationships right now are unsuccessful. I look at the whole world and we're hiding behind pills and antidepressants. We're hiding behind lies. The truth deep down, we're all not doing good. We're all emotionally damaged. But we're all vibrating on minus emotionally. And we're expecting people outside of us to fill in that, to come to give us their plus, to fulfill our minus. So we got this all wrong, because that's why the whole world, everybody you meet, everybody's a victim of a relationship. Everybody's heartbroken. Everybody. You will never meet somebody that says, nope, I'm only a heartbreaker. I was never heartbroken. Everybody's magnificent. I'm the asshole. No. The whole world got in wrong relationships, got betrayed, got cheated on, got backstabbed. We're all victims. Nobody is the cause. We're all on the effect side. In reality, we're causing it to one another because we're all asleep. We think that love is external. So I am vibrating on minus, and I'm holding in my hand a very powerful plus, generator of plus. And there are people who are single, by the way, they're not giving this plus to anybody, but they're vibrating only in minus. And they say, oh, nobody loves me, I'm not worth it. And they're holding humongous plus in their hand. Like these people, if you go deep down, I was there. That's why I know. At some point, if you ask me, I will tell you I have so much love inside of me. Like when I love somebody, I only love them. I become very loyal. In reality, I make them fulfill all my minus. So I become addicted to them. It's an unhealthy relationship. Because they become my whole life. I thought I was wearing my specs. And that's so unfair because I'm sucking out all their plus. That's why. And then they walk away, and then guess what? I am the victim in this relationship. I gave them everything. And if you speak to the other person, they will tell you they're great, but I am drained. And they're saying exactly what they're going through. It's just because in order for you to be in a healthy relationship, you first must be healthy. How do you be healthy? Your energy must vibrate on plus. How do you make your energy vibrate on plus? Self-energy. So you see this form of energy that you're holding in front of you, looking for somebody to give it to? Put it all, I don't like to giving advice, but put it all into words to begin. Please. So understand you're putting it towards self-love. For starters, I would say put it all towards self-discipline. And so 100% self-discipline, and use that entire 100% to introduce to yourself, to your new self. You're going to change yourself. So right now, so introduce to yourself a time that you are going to wake up. And if you're already doing that, see what's the first thing you do after you wake up. If you're already doing that, so go 2-3 steps until you find something that you're currently not doing and the perfect you is doing. And introduce that into a new habit into your life. Do it for a week, 10 days, 20 days, until it becomes something installed. Khalas. So the time you're sleeping is already adjusted. The time you wake up is adjusted. You've adjusted. So during this time, it might be hard. You know how when you go to the gym the first week, 10 days, your body aches and it's tiring and you can't lift up your hand. Yes, get past the installation phase. Because after that, guess what? You miss that feeling. You look at your friend who's just joined the gym and he says, oh, I'm sore, and you go, I miss that feeling. What? You don't get it anymore? No, brother. Maybe while I'm working out, but once I hit the shower, I'm good. Why? Because khalas, it's installed the program now. Your body knows what's up. So get past that phase. Get past the installation phase. Once it becomes a program, go to the next one and install and start doing this. And you're going to enjoy your life because you're going to start installing habits of yours into your life. And each one you install, you're going to notice it's going to result in a drastic change in your life. Drastic change. Just by you waking up the time you want, I promise you, your whole day is going to change. What you're doing is going to change. And your results are going to change. Because guess what? If you do the same thing over and over and you're expecting the same result, you're insane. When you start doing something, you're no longer doing something over and over, right? So you cannot expect the same result, yeah? You have to change. If you're expecting your life not to change, you're insane. Your life must change. Just by you waking up at 4, absolutely. You did something completely different in your day. So the results cannot be the same. We know this scientifically. We just attached it to something negative. If you're doing the same thing over and over and you're expecting the same result, you're insane. This is the definition of insanity. So you're not doing something over and over here, but you're doing it to the plus, yes. But you're doing something different, yes. So I'm explaining to you the definition of insane. So your life must change. My life must change. If it doesn't change, if you're expecting it not to change, you are insane. You decide to be in the driver's seat. You start driving, learning one thing at a time, and start living the life that you want to live. That is your birthright. Take ownership, realize who you are, and start living. Yeah, that's what I want to say about self-love. Love you too.